Welcome all you skaters and dancers. I'm Teresa Sigmund. Thanks for joining me. You are in the right place to learn to choose, design, or make a dress that suits your body shape and size so you always look and feel your best. But today, instead of talking about a dress, we're going to talk about what goes underneath a dress, which is in the form of hose, skate tights, fishnets for ballroom, or any other kind of leggings that you like to wear underneath. Let's talk about how to make those look and feel better. So one of the most dreadful things about being a female is trying to put on a pair of pantyhose that are too short or too tight. Too short, you know, they get stuck, they fall down between your legs and you feel like you're waddling along and it's really uncomfortable. Luckily, since we have built-in leotards or dance pants that we wear, you know, and it helps keep everything up that way. But we've still got the really uber tight waistbands that are just uncomfortable and not flattering. The easiest way to take care of that, other than just not wear the darn things, is to cut the waistband. So I have several examples here. Let's go ahead and start with fishnet hose. Now, I'm not talking about the soft, comfortable fishnets that you can wear all day long at work or if you're out for a party. I'm talking about the very nylon-y, uncomfortable fishnets that do a great job of holding in flesh. These things are awesome if you don't mind being uncomfortable because they do a great job of holding in thigh flesh, of camouflaging cellulite, of helping you reshape your rear end to keep it all nice and high and round. Fishnets are great. But the waistbands on these, like everything else here, are so tight and uncomfortable. What I do on mine is I go in and I cut the waistband. I just take a pair of sharp scissors. You can use snipper scissors, but you have to kind of saw a little bit to make it work. Go in with sharp scissors and do 4 cuts. I usually do 2 in the front and 2 in the back. And that way I have sort of an even distribution of not being so tight. And then it really eliminates that gush. Another reason you don't want the gush actually is because even if you're really trim, wearing a tight waistband such as our normal hose and tights have stops your intestines from being able to move around and process things like they're supposed to. It stops them from being able to do their happy dance. And as soon as your intestines can't do their happy dance, then they start complaining and we get bloated. So no matter how you put on a pair of hose and your stomach's all nice and flat and you feel good, and then about 2 hours later you're like, what the heck happened here? I feel bloated and horrible. Generally, assuming it's not something you ate, it's a lot of times because of how tight these things are. It just stops natural movement. So by coming in and snipping the waistband, it helps eliminate that. Yay! So this is, they do not look all that pretty because you can see how on this one it's all shredded and it's just been well used, whereas this cut is one that I just made, so it's really nice and crisp. It doesn't matter if it shreds. The nice thing about fishnet hose is that they're very durable and you could even cut the entire waistband off. So if you don't like the look of having these little snips and you still think it adds too much bulk, go in and completely remove it. Once again, not attractive but highly efficient. So on this particular pair, I have gone in and cut, I'll try to hold this flat for you, I have gone in and cut right where the actual fishnet part of it is serged to the waistband. And that's perfectly fine. So then it leaves you with just this little skinny, maybe 1/2 inch, 1 centimeter waistband. And that's not too bad, but sometimes they're still digging in or you still have gush coming out above. Then you still got to snip. And I'll get this, once again, my fishnets are well used. Clean, but well used. So even then with this particular pair, I had to come in and snip even more. Now, how many snips you do or whether or not you just completely cut the waistband off is contingent upon either how fluffy you are around the middle or how tight the waistband is. So that's kind of a judgment call. You really cannot cut these fishnets too much. If you still don't like this little bit of waistband, just cut the darn thing off. Seriously, because you've got on your dance pants or you've got your leotard, you've got something that's going to stop the fishnets from completely sliding down. So you can go in and I will just do that right now. I'll show you how. Be brave. You can do it. All right, so you can go in literally and just cut right where, see if I can turn sideways here so you can see this. So you're going to cut just right there where the elastic is, and you'll cut all the way around. It does not matter if it's jagged at all, because fishnets will not run, and they do a really nice job staying up, especially with the leotards over it. So you've got 3 options on this. On regular this is a pair of regular tights. Skate tights look very much the same. I just don't have a pair on hand. And this is pretty easy for you to see here. So the dense part up here where my thumb is where the actual waistband part is. That's where we're going to snip. And then there's, that's a little easier. Then there's kind of a darker part below it, and then the really sheer part down here at my fingers. Now we don't want to cut on a pair of regular hose or even on the skate tights. We don't want to cut below this darkest part up here, because if we do, then we get into the actual knit of the hose and they will keep running. Okay, so if I come in and try to get this out of the way for you, I'm going to snip almost all the way down to the bottom, and I can do however many of those I want to around. And when I tug on it, you'll notice the hose are not running. You know, like normally it would get this big old snag in it. It's not happening. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so seriously, do this to your regular pantyhose to go to work. Whew, mouthful. Same thing on this pair of black tights. These are my regular tights. I wear them in the wintertime, you know, with a pair of boots, and I just couldn't stand it. I would put them on, and sure enough, 2 or 3 hours later, I would have to try to roll them down because I couldn't stand how tight. My intestines were hurting and getting bloated. Snip the waistband. Now on these, I have not yet tried completely cutting the waistband off, but I think when I ruin this pair, you know, accidentally put a hole in, I'm going to test it and then I'll give you all an update. But for now, that is it. For comfort and durability, I mean, or, you know, not durability, for comfort, for, you know, physiological comfort, as well as just feeling good and looking better underneath your costumes, that's it. Snip or remove the waistbands depending on what kind of leg accessories you're wearing. That's it. I hope you received value from this, and if you did, please tell a friend. Go to the SeamSensational.com website and sign up to receive the blog so you never miss a sewing, design, or an undergarment tip. And as always, leave me a comment below, not before, below. And if you have any other kind of tights that you wear or anything that you do that helps smooth everything on the inside, please let me know so that I can help spread the word. That's it. Thanks so much. Happy skating, happy dancing. I'll talk to you again soon.